Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fragrant Bunker. We got an unboxing to do. Yes, as so many wonderful unboxers out there sing when they pull out the product of their desire, they do the ta 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 ta. That's where there you go. You know who you are. We're gonna do something similar. So I just came from Chanel and I got a little extra pre-access. Guilty to this product that I'm so excited to share with you. By the time you see this video, probably it's already released. But I have here, because honestly, I was waiting a little bit longer to unbox this, but you guys, you started bombarding me on social media. Go check me out on Dacob CC, all spelled together, from my Chanel fan page. Not in any way connected to the brand, just my photos that I take, but also superdacob backup, all spelled together. 56 DMs in the last 2 days, just telling me, Dacob, did you know about this? Did you know about? I'm like, I've been known about this since January, but I was not allowed to talk, so there you go. I did mention it in secret in the pre-shows, and here we go. You can subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today, gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon, superdacob, all spelled together there as well for extra perks. If you're a Tier 2 member or a Tier 2 patron of my main superdacob channel, you do get access to extra live streams every Saturday, the pre-show live streams where a lot of intel is leaked about the future of brands we love and what's coming out, you know, stuff that we cannot release in the main videos, but we talk about it in the pre-show because what happens in the pre-show stays in the pre-show. Daria says, you already have it? My essay is making me wait until the 13th. You see, Daria? That's what I'm saying. Daria, if you follow me on Dacob CC or on superdacob backup, my 2 Instagram accounts, you would have known already. I spilled the beans there. Thumb up this video. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Here we go. We're going to do the first ever on YouTube unboxing of the new Chanel No. 5 L'Eau in the limited edition. Well, they want to call it the perfume drop shaped bottle, but let's be honest here, that's just brand marketing really desperately trying to make it sound like something better than it is. This is to me a pebble. It's a futuristic pebble, not really a perfume droplet. Linda S., there you go. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Ta-da! Exactly, the unboxing moment. So I have already broken the seal for one reason and one reason only. I wanted to deliver the best video possible for you guys with beautiful details. Because let me tell you something. This bottle, there are cons, mostly pros, but there are cons to this bottle. But I wanted really to have beautiful, I've been working on these photos since I got the perfume to deliver to you beautiful high-resolution detailed pictures so you get a very clear idea of how this bottle is constructed. Okay, so this is not just you're like, here's a bottle, blah, 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 blah. No, we're going to get into everything you need to know about this little beauty. First and foremost, the box of the Chanel No. 5 L'Eau in the limited edition Pebble bottle. It only comes as a 50 ml size, meaning 1.7 fluid ounces. 1.7 fluid ounces, some people think it's a little bit too small, but once you see the bottle, you understand why it cannot be bigger. There's a whole tactile experience that goes with this. It wouldn't work if the bottle were bigger, in my humble opinion. But first, the box. The box is the size, more or less, of the hand cream, the Chanel No. 5 L'Eau hand cream, or the regular Chanel Beauty hand cream in the riche and in the normal texture. They released them several years ago. They're in that pebbled shape. The same pebble is now turned into glass. But the box is flimsy. Here's the first con. Listen. You hear? That is literally the bottle inside, not really being padded properly inside of the box. So that's the first issue I have with this. And the box, if you squish it, it's not very solid on the inside. So it's very squishable, and mine got a dent in the bag just because the bottle is really heavy inside and it got squished. So that's the first negative. But I do love the circle in silver that is kind of hinting at the shape of the bottle inside. This is an eau de toilette concentration, and the batch code is 0203. It's right down here, but it's etched in there. It's not printed. So it's kind of just, they just cut through the paper there to give you the batch code. So 0203. This is the back of the bottle if you wish to see the ingredients. It's made in France. The fragrance and the bottle are both made in France. It does look like the hand cream, right? But it's not. So when we open this, we have the cardboard inside that flips open. It has that little dent like to keep the bottle in shape, but this doesn't help at all. And then here's the bottle. You see how the bottle, it just slides out. It wobbles in there. Here it is, you guys. Look at this little beauty. Oh boy, there's so much to say about this. It's so gorgeous. Really, really, really gorgeous. But let me first, we're still talking about the box. So that's the box. When you pull this out, it's not like the first L'Eau version from 2016, where the cardboard inside had the indent, like etched in impression of the bottle. Remember how beautiful that was? No, this is just your very, very flimsy, thin cardboard that kind of holds the bottle in like this. It's not very sturdy. So this Chanel, they cheaped out a little bit on this. But let's get to the pièce de résistance, which is the actual bottle. Now I'm going to blend in here the pictures so you get to see also what else there you go. The first picture I want to share with you is the box, my little pebble here, and these are the samples. They also have printed special samples for this release, and I find that really, really cool. The samples were made before this bottle. So one of the samples I have is a batch code 0101. So you do have the sample also, although it's really hard to see, but it has kind of an etching around it. Well, here you can see it better on the photo. So there is a very, very delicate indentation inside of this front page that has the pebble shape in it. And it's just really hard to see. Really hard to see. You see it a little bit. And then when you open it, inside you get the pebble photo and you get a 1.5 milliliter sample. And then in the back you have your ingredients. So very fascinating how they have created also a limited edition sample booklet, like this little paperlet, to go with the launch of this bottle. By limited edition, I mean this is a one and done deal. Do you remember the red Chanel No. 5 Eau de Parfum and the red Chanel No. 5 L'Eau 100 milliliter bottles, as well as the Parfum 900 milliliter splash bottle in red? Those were released several years ago just for the holiday season. Once those were sold out, that was it. Chanel very clearly stated it's a limited edition. Once they're gone, they're gone. Same with this little pebbly bottle here. The bottle itself contains L'Eau. There is no bottle version pebble for Eau de Parfum or Eau de Toilette or Eau Première or the Parfum. They only did L'Eau. And one of the reasons why the background is so orangey today is because L'Eau is stripped, the way Olivier Polge conceived this concentration of Chanel No. 5 was to strip it down to the bare minimum essential DNA factors of Chanel No. 5 and to deliver a very fresh, youthful version of it, simplifying it, in other words. So there's a lot of neroli. There's a lot of orange in here. There's a lot of those fresh citrusy accords that make it really beautiful for summer. But that's why it kind of smells of the color orange a little bit, yellow orange. That's why this background, gorgeous smell. So let's spray it on. As I show you, oh, this is divine. As I show you the next picture. Somebody asked me, Dacob, did they reformulate, did they water it down? No. My answer was there's like nothing to water down. This thing is stripped to the bare minimum. It's a very, very light version of Chanel No. 5. That's why it's also called l'eau, like the water. So it's even a lighter version of the eau de toilette. This is the Pebble, photographed by yours truly. It's intense in just the right way, just like it was when it was first released back in like 2016. And the price. Now, 50 milliliter for No. 5 L'eau in the standard Chanel No. 5 bottle, glass bottle. 50 ml is going to cost you $172 roundabout. Oh, no, sorry. What am I talking about? No. 50 ml is going to cost you $138. $138, something like that. $138. This version is going to cost you $155. So, yes, this does cost more, like $17 more than the other one. Bad in math. I know that there's a $17 difference, and I know that this is $155. So you do the math and take $17 off, and then you can get how much the 50 ml in the standard bottle costs, right? For No. 5 L'eau. Now, originally, allegedly, when this intel leaked back in January that this thing was going to come, the price that was mentioned was $172. Now, then I made several comments online, and we were talking about this, and I don't know what happened, but people were complaining that that's really expensive. $172 is almost the price of the 100 milliliter version in the regular bottle of Chanel No. 5 L'eau. So looky, eggs and cookie, once Chanel actually released the perfume, what a pleasant surprise that they did not put a price tag on this of $172, but they placed a price tag on this of $155. Now, that more or less $17 price difference between this bottle and the classic bottle, to me, is okay. The $17 are okay, and let me tell you why. Because the tooling for this bottle, to create this bottle, to tool it, costs money. And especially if they're planning to keep this a limited edition, that would mean that they're not going to utilize this tooling again, which means it costs more money to make than the standard bottle that they're producing en masse, constantly in rotation. You see what I'm saying? On top of that, what I found very beautiful and very, very, very elegant, oh my God, the smell is divine. By the way, you can check out my review of Chanel No. 5 L'eau on my Essentially Dacob perfume channel, by the way. The stopper, this is amazing. The stopper is glass, not plastic. The stopper is glass. On the inside, the little click point that latches onto the metal. Let me show you the next picture here while we're talking. There you go. So we're going to get to this metal part as well, but you see this little part here? So the interior here has like 3 little teeth. They latch onto the neck of the bottle. The interior is plastic, but the exterior is fully glass. This lid, this stopper lid is so heavy. This bottle is so heavy. Oh, the click, did you hear? Oh, majestic. It's so heavy, such a beauty. And it is so futuristic. It does not stay up straight. It lays down flat. And here's another point. Some people have been comparing this to a perfume that has been released several years ago called Calvin Klein Obsessed for Her. Calvin Klein Obsessed for Her does have a pebble-shaped bottle, but not so streamlined and clean like Chanel, first of all. Second of all, it's cut at the bottom so it stands up straight. And it has a little bit more designs and ornaments around it. And the lid or the stopper is plastic. So they're quite different in my opinion, because this thing is a very futuristic bottle. I mean, it can't stand up straight. It just kind of wobbles around. And here we get to why I believe that this is perfectly suited for a 50 ml instead of a 100 ml bottle. First of all, 100 ml would be way too heavy because there's a lot of glass here. But second of all, it's a tactile experience to play with this, to touch it, to hold it. It's literally, it fits in the palm of your hand and it feels so relaxing and soothing to hold this pebble in your hand. I'm a very tactile person. So maybe to some of you, this might appear creepy. To me, it's totally normal. I like, even what I love about the Les Exclusives bottles, I do prefer the 200 mils to the 75 mils because these also, they have something about them, how you take it in your hand, and the feeling of a 200 ml Les Exclusives bottle is just perfect. What a tactile experience. And also these magnetic stoppers, smells so good. The 200 ml has a resin version of the stopper, while the 75 ml has a plastic combined with metal, which is a different tactile experience. It's more cold to the touch. I prefer these plastic ones from the 200 ml. Anyway, there's something to be said about a tactile experience with a perfume. And this one is just the 50 ml, just fits in the hand so perfectly. It makes sense. Also to note, this is one of the first times that we have an eau de toilette concentration from Chanel that is not a refill, that doesn't have a sticker. Instead, we have a printed logo on it. Now, the printed logo is a hit or miss in some ways. We're going to get to that a little bit later. Let me show you the next picture that I took of this bottle. Here, I wanted to also take a photo of the back, because usually people don't photograph the back or do not show you the back of the bottles when they are reviewing a new bottle. And since this is a first for Chanel, we have a Chanel perfume that is literally in a round shape, first time for Chanel. So this is a kind of a historic, momentous occasion. I thought let's also check the back. So we have etched in the glass the eau de toilette concentration made in France, the 50 ml. All of their kind of legal, copyright, registered trademark intel here, their London address, because Chanel has moved to London. Yes, it's technically, they call themselves a French brand, but tax-wise, they are quite the British brand. I guess taxes are better for them there. So Chanel is working to get as much money as possible, allegedly. So this is the back of the bottle. And then right here, it's really hard to see, but right here at the top is the etching of the batch code. It's right there in the back at the top, very hard to see. And it is 0203. So it's right up here in the back. Very hard to see. So that's the back of the bottle. The next picture is we were getting to the hardware, just like we're talking about, Chanel bags. What's the hardware? Well, Chanel No. 5 L'Eau has silver hardware. Another beautiful element of design is how clean and streamlined this metal part is here. Wow. Call me crazy, but stuff like this really gets my designer just giddiness going, the geekdom that is I loving perfume bottles. How clean they made this. Oh my gosh, there are no lumps or bumps. It is literally this silver step, and then it's a flat surface, and then we got the neck of the bottle, and look at this beautiful, it's so elegantly made, you guys. It's really, 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 really something. Oh, the heft. And it was such a joy to photograph this and to have light filter through this pebbled shape and kind of how it throws light onto the table. Really gorgeous. And also, let me just show you something. Isn't it interesting how Chanel seems to be on some form of a tangent here? Why am I saying this? Because all of their major releases that have been new innovations are made in glass. Go check out my review of the 31 Rue Cambon Lippy. But we have seen a fully glass piece, glass with metal, released just at the, when was this? Beginning of 2024 or end of 2023? Boy, was that a fun launch. I went to the launch of this lip, the 31 Rue Cambon lipstick, all made in glass. Look at that. Look at that. You see, you see, there's a pattern forming here. We are getting this gorgeous collection of glass Chanel items that are very artistic. It does almost feel as though they had planned out a series of pure glass items. Look at how beautiful this is. Imagine what other objects they're maybe working on to release in the future. They just fit so well together. This one being all kind of rectangular, although you can see that it's rounded off on the edge, on the sides, just like all Chanel like perfume bottles that are in that shape, just like the Les Exclusives. You see, they're all kind of rounded off. But it is rounded off a little bit, so it does recall the round shape, but it is not a round shape. But them together, such beautiful objects to have next to each other. Look at these little gorgeous beauties. So there's a pattern forming here. There's an aesthetical pattern forming here. This is giving me 30s vibes, 20s, 30s vibes. It's kind of the past, you know, back in the day, they really wanted to deliver a vision of the future. Like, for example, Louis Vuitton delivered in the 20s, in the mid-20s, the design of the Speedy bag, which is also a rounded off shape, very simple for travel. You can fold it together and it's easy, it's comfortable, but it's a staple, and it kind of, its shape transcends time, but it, for back in the day, was a very futuristic shape. Truth be told, still to this day, the Speedy for me has something very futuristic about it, you know. So this is very 20s, 30s, in my humble opinion. Although maybe technically it was not possible to make it like this back then, it is possible to make it today. Such a beauty. Let me show you the next picture. There you have a very clear image of the top of the metal. We call it the hardware. Now, here I have a little bit of beef with Chanel. You know how they like to create special releases with special freebies and special extra goodies that they only give to the influencers that are sent the whole collection for free. And usually the influencers that get this stuff don't even care about the product. You know, I've seen quite a few times, even in Chanel boutiques, like influencers arriving and they have a budget, you know, that Chanel gave them. And then they're like, okay, so here goes, you get $2,000, $3,000 to pick whatever you want. And then like, they don't even know anything about the perfumes. They don't care about the Chanel perfumes. And then the sales associate is like trying to beg them to take a bottle for free of the Les Exclusives. And they're like, yeah, this is a really good one. And then they're like standing there saying like, yeah, I don't know. Let me call a friend and see if they want one. Oh my God, terrible. So that the wrong type of person always gets the best freebies. So there is a freebie that comes with this bottle that was only allegedly given to the influencers. And I suffer because I really want it. So basically they created a pouch for this. And the pouch is also in the shape of a pebble. And it's white with a zipper, and the zipper pull is a black number 5. And you pull the number 5 to open the zipper. And then it's kind of like a neoprene leathery, imitation leather pouch, completely rounded, and then you can protect your little glass bottle in there. Oh my God, it's divine. It's divine. But alas, they're not making it available. I mean, I'm begging my sales associate, like, can you please give me the pouch? How? We don't get one. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but alas, Oh, look at this beauty. I love it. I love, 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 love it. And now another negative that I have with this bottle. You might have noticed it already in one of my earlier photos that I've showed you, that I've taken. But the last picture I'm going to show you now is going to really show you what my beef is with this design. So, the last picture. Do you see the problem? Look at this print. The N is completely wobbly. There, you have that kind of flimsy, you see? And this, two things. One, I do not know if this is just an accident with my bottle, or if this is an issue that all the bottles have because the surface is not flat. They are printing on a rounded surface, you see? So because the surface is rounded, it's not so easy probably to print certain things. So the N kind of printed out with this little thing coming out there and little kind of dent in there. If anybody else got a bottle, let me know in the comment section down below if yours also has a little thing going on there. But also the 5, it's not perfectly printed. It's a little bit zigzaggy. Yeah, it could be better printed. And of course, the next issue that I have is just like with the pebbled shape plastic hand cream containers, you're supposed to press them to squish out the cream, right? And they printed on the top of the plastic bottles, the Chanel No. 5, low text, blah, 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 on mattified plastic, glossy plastic for the regular hand cream, but mattified plastic for the No. 5 low hand cream. When you squish it to take the cream out after some time, you chip off the Chanel logo. It's so bad. Like, it peels off. Okay. Now, here you're not going to be squishing the bottle because this is not plastic, this is glass. But I wonder, how good quality is this print on the glass? And by holding it and using it and putting it in your purse, and we're not getting a protection sleeve for this. They didn't give us a pouch, you know. For this money, Chanel, you could have given us at least a cute little, you know, one of their pouches that they give you, one of those little cotton satchels just to keep it safe from getting scratched. I mean, Hermes delivers beautiful little satchels. If you buy Cabriole, the perfume from Hermes, it comes in a gorgeous little pouch with a orange pull string to keep that beautiful little bottle safe. This bottle needs to be kept safe because, I mean, it can't stand up on its own. It keeps falling down and you have to protect it. So I'm worried that this might get scratched or that it might peel with time. So that's something to be careful about. That's something to be careful about. It's a minor con that I have with this bottle, right? Because, you know, whatever. But still, it's something they could have done better, in my humble opinion. You know what I'm saying? They could have done it better. They could have done a little bit more care, quality control, if you may. But then again, with these glass objects, same with these lippies, with the 31 Rue Cambon lipstick, I had to go through a ton of them to find one where the metal bullet here thing that has been pressed into the glass, I had to go through a ton of these to find one that didn't have a scratch in the glass on the inside. Most of them do. Most of them have a weird line in the middle where you see that they've been pressing the metal into the glass, and by doing so, they have scratched it a little bit. So or there were a ton of lippies that had like air bubbles in the glass. Like I get it. They're all slightly different, but I'm like, Chanel was charging $200 for a lippy for this glass container. I'm like, if you were charging $50 for the glass container, even then it should be perfect. But for $50, you could say air bubble. Okay, tiny air bubble. But for $200, you don't want an air bubble. You do not want an air bubble. Just saying. So anyway, so also this lipstick launch, also this glass container had its issues. So I'm thinking, all things considered, this Pebble has less issues than the lipstick container had, so we're good to go. Although for $200, they did at least give you a pouch, a felt pouch to go with the lippy, to protect the lippy. So they did give you a protection for the lippy. You see, they could have done the same for this little Pebble bottle, in my humble opinion. What do you guys think? So there you go. Rachel says, love your expectations of excellence and attention to detail, Dacob. Thank you so much. And, Steph says, I may have missed it, but is this the first time they're doing glass in this shape? Well, this is the first time Chanel is doing a perfume bottle in this shape. Now, this is not the first time that a shape like this has been made in glass maker history. It's not the first time. But for Chanel, it is the first time. Okay, so now once the lid is on, it does have a little bit of give. You can see, you can hear. Minimal turn, and then it's kind of relatively safe there. The first time you take the lid off, it's kind of hard to take it off, but then it gets easier with time. So I do fear if this will with time become too loosey-goosey, because the stopper is very heavy. It's pure glass, right? Full glass. But for now, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's relatively safe. There you go. Now, Ollie says, I'm keeping mine factory sealed. And this brings me to the other point. Me being a Chanel collector that I am, people have been asking me, Dacob, did you buy more than one? How many bottles did you buy? My answer is yes. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because it's embarrassing how obsessed I am with new Chanel releases, and especially ones that I love so much like this one. Especially knowing that it's limited edition, Chanel gets me every time. The FOMO is real. So yes, I do have more than one. And so there is the version that will stay sealed, factory sealed, and will not be open, at least, as long as I'm alive. And then there's one to use and enjoy. Oh man. But Chanel No. 5 L'Eau, bottles aside, is a beautiful fragrance. It is delicate, it is suave, it is citrusy, orangey, zesty. It has the jasmine that we're used to from Chanel No. 5. Of course it does. It has that ylang-ylang titillating in the background. It has that slight buttery accord, but it is an aldehydic fragrance. It is supposed to be a fresh, zesty, summery fragrance, so it pops, it sparkles. And it's so beautifully playful and vegetal in the right way. It balances very well creaminess, natural smell, and synthetic smells. It's a very futuristic type of fragrance. It's kind of like the future simplicity and streamlinedness of Chanel No. 5. So actually this bottle is really, really, really suited for this particular concentration / flanker of Chanel No. 5, in my humble opinion. So there you have it, guys. This was my review of Chanel No. 5 L'Eau. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. I just wish to turn back to the first picture one last time so you have the full set together, all visible together. There you go. That's this is what I hunted down. And I hope you will enjoy your No. 5 L'Eau in the Pebble bottle. Now, Chanel is trying to sell us marketing and saying this is connected to Marilyn Monroe, and she always said she wore just a drop of Chanel No. 5 to bed. I'm like, marketing team, you're stretching this way too far. Like, please don't be so lazy. Invent something else, because this is lazy marketing. There's a better way to promote this than using, again, Marilyn Monroe and her. This is not a drop of perfume, period. You could have done something gorgeous with this future, traveling in time and space into the future. Instead, they're like, let's mention Marilyn again. I love Marilyn Monroe to bits. By the way, it was her birthday just a couple of days ago, June 1st. Allegedly. I do believe it's June 1st. So, but anyway, you guys, Chanel is going to do what they do. And they get us every time, no matter the flaws. Let me know your thoughts and prayers down below. Did you get a bottle? Did you like it? How is the print on yours? How is the smell? Did you get multiples? Until next time, never forget to never give up on love. Subscribe and thumb up the video. Bye.